Let's now go to the second level, which is the logical level. In this level, we need to consider the following business rules when we create the logical ERD. The first business rule here is there should be another entity for employee contains only confidential data such as bank information, salary, and evaluation. The second business rule here is there should be a separate entities for reference entities like locations and institutes that issue degrees. So in other words, we should have reference tables that have the city's name, and we should get a connection or link between our business entities with these entities. We cannot type locations by ourselves in the business entities. We should get them from these reference entities. The second one is the institutes that issues the employees' degrees. So also we need to get the names of the institutes from the institutes entity. We cannot type them manually. We should get them from this reference table or entity. The third business rule here is an employee may work in one or more projects or does not work in any project at all. And that's what we said when we showed the relationship between employee and project. And the last business rule here, all money-to-money relationships between entities should be addressed and resolved. So let's have a look here at the logical ERD. The first business rule said we should add another table for employee to contain only the confidential data. So that's why we called the main one here employee A, and we added another one and we called it employee B. In employee A we have the general information like employee ID, employee name, date of birth, city of birth, hiring date, termination date, department ID. However, in employee B we added bank info, salary, and evaluation. And the connection or the link between these two tables is by the employee ID, which is a primary key in employee A and a foreign key in employee B. And as you see, all foreign keys are in italic and primary keys are bold. So now we responded to the first business rule by having two tables, and the relationship between them is 1-to-1 because this is the same employee in these two tables. However, here we have their confidential data and here the general data. And the relationship from department to employee is 1-to-many. We explained that before. And we have department ID here as the primary key and department ID here is the foreign key for the connection. And here we solve the problem of money-to-money by adding project team table as a bridge table, and we added here the project team ID. This is the primary key for this table, and project number and employee ID, these two foreign keys to link this bridge table with these two tables, employee A and project. And city code is the location when the project is managed. As per the business rule that said we cannot type the location by ourselves, we should add a reference table, and this table is location. So in this table location we added city code, city, and country. City code here is the primary key and here is the foreign key to link these two tables. And of course the relationship between these two tables is one from location to money to project team. In other words, in a certain city we may have one project, many projects, or no project at all. This is the meaning of this relationship. And we explained that the relationship between project team and project. One project team is belong to only one project. That's why we have 1-1. And from project to project team is either one or many. That means we have only one or many employees in that project team. And also we added this reference table, the degree, table, and we added here an institute table that issue the degrees of employees with institute ID and institute name. And because the relationship between institute and employee is many to many, because one employee might have several degrees and one degree can be taken by several employees, that's why the relationship between these two tables, institute and employee ID, is many to many. That's why we added a bridge table here. We called it degree. So the relationship from employee to degree is either one or many, because a certain employee might have at least one degree or many degrees. No employee can be employed in the company without at least one degree. So here we have one or many. And the same thing here, the institute granted at least one or many degrees to a certain person. So this table, the bridge table degree, has degree ID, which is the primary key, employee ID as a foreign key to be linked with the employee table, and institute ID to be linked with the institute table, and here the degree name. Now we completed the logical level of this ERD, and in the next tutorial we are going to see how to create the physical level. So stay tuned.